And this is what happens when we are sewing. We can see the motor pulley coming off while sewing. The machine won't sew, or it will simply jam, it will get stuck. Well, in this video I will explain why this fault occurs and how to fix it, which is when we are sewing and press the pedal, we feel the motor running, but the machine stays still or simply gets stuck. The belt and the motor pulley, which is where this fault originates, we are going to press the pedal and see what is happening, what it represents. As we could see, we press the pedal, and what happens is that the motor pulley has come off its shaft. It has a screw that is tightened onto the shaft, and if this screw simply loosens or falls out, it will cause it not to work. And many people assume the machine goes stuck or jammed somewhere else, and we don't notice that the problem is in the back. So I'm going to show you how to fix this fault, which wrenches you should use to correct it, and the screw this part has so it attaches to the shaft and doesn't come off. Well, here we can see the screw this type of pulley has, which is a very small fine threaded screw that is inserted this way, as you can see. It is inserted into the hand wheel, and if this screw comes out, it comes out of this hand wheel, it causes this to happen. The machine will not work, you will feel it as if it is jammed, but in reality, we need the screw. We need a number 2 Allen key, or in another case like this motor I will show you, which does not use an Allen key, but rather a small flathead screwdriver. We are going to set it as you should, and you will see that it is a very simple, very easy fix. The important thing is to make sure this screw doesn't get lost. In case this happens to you, verify that the screw should be here. I will now move to the motor so you can see very closely and have no doubts about that adjustment. I will proceed to remove. Let us remove the pedal using an 11mm wrench or any other wrench. We are going to remove the screw that holds the motor in the back. We are going to turn the machine over so you can see, visualize. Which one is this screw? We are going to loosen it and take the engine out completely. A large bolt should ideally always come with this type of washer, so the bolt here doesn't damage this part. We set the scale aside, and here let's look at the motor. We can have it here, so we are going to move the shaft, and we will notice that on the shaft we have this type of little hole, which the screw goes pinned into that shaft. This screw must go in this part. That means the pulley must remain fixed here. If we are making this adjustment and the screw does not go in far enough, it means it is not being placed correctly, as the screw goes all the way in and sits completely flush in this part. If the screw sticks out too far from the pulley, it means it is poorly placed, and we must turn it slightly to align it so the screw reaches the hole. With this aforementioned information, we must learn to make this adjustment in case it happens to us. And on this motor, it is exactly the same. The difference is that this one doesn't use an Allen or hex key, but a flathead screwdriver. And this is the motor we are going to mount next. So the first thing we are going to do is the following. Put the screw and the washer together, and the one that goes to the machine head. We are going to add a little without it being too tight. And then we will raise it enough to put the band. With the belt already on, we start to adjust the tension. Remember that for proper tension, the belt should be neither too loose nor too tight. This way would be perfect. Once we have this proper tension, we proceed to tighten the screw well, without too much force, just enough so that it is securely tightened. And we verify again. Yeah, and now let's connect the pedal and see how the adjustment turned out. Remember that it should not come off again, and the motor pulley, the belt and the machine flywheel must all rotate. And we can see how the hand wheel turns. The belt has no issues. It is at the correct tension, as is the motor pulley. And in the background, we can see the needle bar moving up and down. And we see there is no problem. In case it happens to you, you must make this adjustment and do several tests by pressing the pedal all the way down, so there is no problem. In case this happens again, we will proceed to another adjustment, which is to check and analyze if there is wear on the screw, in the pulley hole, or on the motor shaft itself. In case this happens, in case the screw strips gets lost or wears out, it can be obtained, it can be replaced. And in case it is the motor shaft, you would have to buy a whole new motor, which actually they are not that expensive and can be easily found. The same goes for the pulley, because I don't think you can get it separately. I think you have to get the whole part together. So that would be the next step. If it happens again, if the screw gets lost, you can get one. Or if the rest is worn out, you have to buy the whole motor. That would be all, friends. Remember to support me with a like, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video.